Peace and love, peace and love. This is Roasting Ox. This is Roasting Ox Tales with your brother, the Godfather, and
You should.
man Cholo over here. How you doing?
God bless. God bless. Doing really good. Um, a crazy boxing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's crazy.
Hey, I tell you what, a lot of us were waiting to see Jake Paul catch that beating last night. That was, hey, he stood up for himself. He lasted 6 rounds, whatever, but you know,
I didn't think he did. I didn't think he did too bad, to be honest.
hey,
I mean, I think he got knocked out. Yeah, okay, but I mean,
yeah,
he was all right with the feet for a little bit.
he was running. that was straight survival. But that said, I mean, what else can you say really, other than I hope that this is it for him.
Nah,
It won't be.
he's gonna come back next year once he recovers. He's gonna fight someone that's like on this, where it's not as dangerous. The kid got heart. Um, the fix wasn't in, but he's done great matchmaking in terms of who he picked. He picked Woody. He picked Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, Chavez Jr., Mike Tyson. He just knows how to pick his fight. You know what I mean? I made him look good. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if Mike Tyson was fixed. I mean, some people say it was fixed. Some people, I mean, that's up for debate.
Even if the fix or you're in there fighting with a 60-year-old man. He wasn't Mike Tyson. He wasn't Kid Dynamite.
No, I mean,
You knew that.
I don't know if he was pulling punches, but I expected better than that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. So look, we got Terence Crawford announcing his retirement from the sport of boxing. What a marvelous career. I mean, underrated career, I would say.
Yeah. Absolute.
The guy tried to get the big names, couldn't get them. I mean, he got two big names. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't get big names. I mean, he got some big names, but he didn't get the superstar fight, like the Pacquiao fight when he needed it. He didn't get another fight. Some guys didn't want to fight him. And then, I mean, with all that being said, he was still undisputed 3 times. And, he beat Spence, and people still wasn't convinced of Crawford yet. Because they say the car crash was part of the reason why he won, which I don't believe. I believe that was a great Spence. Spence was coming over 2 wins, beating Garcia and Ugas, and he just got beat up against Crawford. That's how I see it.
He fought the better fighter. There was a reason why they were keeping Crawford away from Spence for all those years. There was a reason why Al Heyman was keeping his fighters away from Terence Crawford. He knew, because initially the word around the campfire was that Terence Crawford was too small. He was coming up from 140, and lightweight. I think he fought at 135. He was coming up from 135 to 140. He went undisputed at 140, and he came up to welterweight. And like that, I think that was around the time where he went on a killing spree, basically, and was knocking everybody out. He knocked everybody out that he faced at 147. Everyone. And he was supposed to be too small to be fighting at 147, to be fighting Errol Spence, and as much as I can understand why you wouldn't want to cash out immediately, what they were doing was obvious to him, and yet and still he still made up for it. They weren't able to outlast him in the sense of, oh, we're going to keep our guys away from him until we get someone to make him look bad or outlast him or whatever. Because that's what they did with Sean Porter. They threw Sean Porter out there as a sacrificial lamb, and he went in there and he knocked Sean Porter out. And Sean Porter was making a good showing of himself initially, that Sean Porter would have beaten most people. Right. He didn't beat Terence Crawford, and I think that Terence did the next best thing that you could do in that sense. He beat everybody he faced. He looked amazing in the great fights that he had. There was no catch up. There was no, you never got a sloppy version of Terence Crawford ever. You never had him sitting in front of the camera telling people, oh, I was injured and that's why this guy went the distance with me and all this other stuff. The Terence Crawford that we received was always top notch, and he always did his best when the lights were the brightest, because he didn't just beat Errol Spence. I mean,
he pounded him out. He pounded him out. It was one of the crazy thing about this is that they fought at a good time too. Like, it was still like a little, like you said, they were holding each other back for a bit to cash out, but they still fought not as late as it was a great time. It was still good timing.
Right.
It was still good timing.
Yep. The whole, there's nothing you can say about Terence Crawford's record, and in his career, like I said, his career spoke for itself. He had a whole promotion company avoid him. They tried to blackball him and it still didn't work. The most that people could say, and this is literally people grasping at straws, was, oh, well, Gamboa hurt him. Yeah, Gamboa caught him with a punch and then Terence Crawford knocked him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how you gonna say, he caught him with a shot, and then try to erase the fact that he knocked him out right after Gamboa.
Not to mind you that he had his hands down not playing around. I guess he just got caught. Sometimes you get caught. Okay,
you get punched in boxing.
Yeah,
that's what happens in boxing. Every time he's ever had any trouble, he came back and turned it up. He did the same thing with Sean.
Did Gamboa drop him or he just stunned him?
No, he just caught him. He caught him with a good shot. And he stumbled. He caught his feet, recovered, and knocked him out. Like in the same round. Like, it was people being petty. And
that was the undefeated Gamboa that he beat. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Undefeated gold medalist, lightweight champion Gamboa. And he slept him. Period.
People forget that he beat him. Then he beat Khan, Brook, Porter, Spence.
Made Khan quit.
Khan
quit.
Brook got punched in face with a wild hook.
Yeah.
he just couldn't take the punches anymore.
Oh.
I mean, it was good to see, still, even with he fought Khan and Brook before Spence or after?
That was before Spence.
Okay, so but still, see how people were still kind of questioning, Crawford, in a sense of, yeah, you beat a old Khan or you beat a Wasta Brook, and then or you beat Porter, and then it's
Uh,
like it's always something. So when he beat the dog shit out of him, it was another yeah, car
another
crash,
excuse.
right? And then when he fights Canelo, oh, Canelo's over the hill. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna give this man any kind of credit. Like, when are you gonna give him the credit that he needs? Like, what do you want him to go to heavyweight to fight Anthony Joshua?
Right. You
Right,
know, and see, if he did that and if he won, then it would literally be, oh, well, Anthony Joshua's not a draw. Like he couldn't win for losing, you know, and he was better off getting out when he got out, if he stays out, because we've seen people do this before. You know,
right,
Leonard did it. Um, Hearns did it. You know, Mayweather did it. Roy Jones did it. I mean, it's you know, or did no, no, I take that back. I take that back about Roy, but um, a lot of fighters have done this. I don't think that Crawford is going to do this to try to generate more buzz or what have you. I hope he stays retired because I don't want him to wind up giving a less than stellar showing of himself and then
right.
have people being like, "Oh, just see, he wasn't that good," or whatever, because that's all it's gonna take, you know. And I'd rather him get out at this point where he's at now, three-time undisputed champion, three different weight classes, went up and gave Canelo a boxing lesson, period, and before that, he knocked out the man at 147, and he knocked out the man at 140. It's what more can he say? This is literally Jay-Z's song. You know,
Not
this,
more. What more can I
what more
say?
can I say? What more can he say? He's playing it right. He's getting out while he still has all his faculties.
You know what he
And
said? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know what he
you
said?
know,
He said, I was still in first gear my whole career. I didn't have nobody to really bring the best out of me. What he's saying is like I never had to go to second or third gear ever in his career. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we saw it. We saw it. The guy that was supposed to be too big and strong for him was Errol Spence.
Right.
That was supposed to be the guy that was too big, too strong, and too much for him, and he dog walked him. Period. Coming up, the best that we seen him get challenged was Sean Porter. That's the best that I saw him get challenged. Him and Mean Machine, because Mean Machine, they didn't count that shot as a knockdown, but Mean Machine did knock him down.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And he got right back up, came back
And
and knocked
and
him
knocked him out.
out.
Right.
So hey, because it wasn't like Mean Machine was giving him trouble. He just got caught. You know, he got caught. He shook it off. He knocked him smooth out. You know, same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter was giving him a fight, a good fight.
No, it was a good. It was a. He got a great showing. It was a close fight, but until they said, "Yo, you kind of like sliding down. You're gonna have to pick it up."
He's
Once
like,
he
"Well,
got,
you think he's winning?" And they were like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, okay." And he knocked him out.
he said, "Yeah, yeah."
Okay.
I'm behind. Okay, I'm behind. Okay, let
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy to me. And he did it. He did it clean. Because for all the excuses about Errol Spence, in the car crash, whose fault was that? You know what I mean? And I'm happy that Errol Spence survived, that car crash because it could have came out a lot worse.
Or
You know what I mean? You know, and not to undermine what happened to him, but that said, you know, Errol Spence came into that fight. You know, he would have beaten 90% of welterweights in the shape that he was in, and he had just had two wins, including one where he broke Ugas's face.
yeah.
Period.
And nobody was saying nothing about
Nope.
when he did that. He was saying it wasn't was, and when he beat Garcia,
Mhm.
they were like, "Oh, he's back" or whatever.
Yep.
You know, there was nothing. I mean, yeah. I
Yeah.
can understand the argument where, you're not the same. But that was the case. He would have lost one of those two fights before that.
Right. Right. And to the point that I was making, you know, that didn't happen with Crawford because Crawford wasn't out in the clubs drinking and doing everything else. Or if he was, it was never in the news. You never saw Crawford in the news after the man caught a bullet in his head. Period.
Drove himself to the hospital.
And drove himself to the hospital. He was really out there like that. And once he survived that, what did he do? He went straight. He went clean. And he's been ever since. You know, ever since that, you haven't heard anything about Bud Crawford's career at all, besides going in the ring and fucking people up.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
You know, he did what he was supposed to do, and trying to take credit away from him for being in better shape and condition than his foes. Again, that's just a tool for naysayers, and I'm proud of him.
Me too.
And if
I
he
yeah. Finish your
this
case.
if this is the end for him, I can't ask for more from him. Because I mean, there have been times where you had other fighters who got avoided, like Devin Alexander. He got avoided, and then when he finally started getting the bigger fights, he got beat up. He
Yeah.
looked like trash. You know, and, you have all these fighters that go through and they get their opportunities, and then they blow it. And he didn't do that at all.
No, no. Yeah, he didn't blow it, but he actually surpassed the expectations beyond the
Yeah,
extreme. The extreme, like when he beat Canelo, I was like, whoa.
yeah, that was beautiful.
Right.
That was beautiful.
He did it. I mean, I knew he was gonna win, but
Uh-huh.
actually watching the the fight, and he frustrated him. He took some good shots, but it wasn't like he took a lot of shots. He took some shots. But he also gave it back, and his style was just he fought the perfect fight.
What a great fight.
He fought one of the perfect fights. You know what I mean? He wanted, he bro, Canelo couldn't really do nothing.
Nope. And Canelo admitted he couldn't do anything. And, like I said, we saw him go out on top doing something amazing. And if that's it, he did it the right way. And, salute to Terence Bud Crawford. Salute to you, brother. I wish you nothing but the best in your retirement. Do us a favor and stay retired.
Yeah.
For real. Do us a favor and stay retired. You don't need this, because they're never going to give you the credit that you deserve. Never. They won't. You know, if you get that itch, you ignore it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Start a business or something and just retire and that's it. What else you want to do? I mean, to come back to fight one more fight, it's tough.
Against who? You know what I mean?
I mean, I would make it easy for him. I would pick Laro.
Mm.
I would pick someone like that or Danny Garcia, just to beat up Danny Garcia.
Well, you
Give him
know,
a payday. You want to fight? Let's do it.
Lara already knocked out Danny Garcia with a jab. So, you know, it's like,
Oh, you know, it'd be a good one, Thurman.
oh man, he don't need to come wax Thurman. Thurman avoided him. Thurman avoided him, and then once he won 147, Thurman was like, oh, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. No, you avoided him just to get beat up by an old Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you've done it all, bud. You don't need this no more. Enjoy your family, enjoy your kids. You know, get a nice cush job commentating. I would love to hear Bud Crawford commentate just a little bit. You know,
Let's see what the future holds.
you know,
On that note, just sign us out.
yeah, yes, sir. Hey, thank you, everybody, for checking us out. You know, I'm wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see y'all in 2026.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm from Brooklyn, you looking, I'm where the money at. Mummy rap rappers, I never been with the dummy raps. Dumb it down for what? Dummies know that my money stacked. Baking soda stove, Spanish hove, I'm fucking crack. I do the humbling, never been with the fumbling. Fuck mumbling, competition, I'm crumbling. From school to prison, detention, leading to sentencing. I used to dribble, I never scribbled the sentencing. See you the era of this new era. Too terror, bites of information, I'm too clever. You ever hear a nigga this good? You never. Why? Cause y'all boys playing, I'm Hugh Hefner, two-stepper.
I was down, now it's up and it's over. Dirty shoes on the sofa. You wanna show, let me show ya. Strawberry fields, sweet life fruits of my labor. No favors, just highly favored. I stay sturdy, never waver.
Ice on the chain, jealous the wrist brighter. Piff lighter, my shit tighter. Call me the script writer. Fade in, fade the black. That's how the screenplay. For the cheese like Green Bay, my level Jean Grey. Cause if God gets you, it's God bless you. Y'all niggas softer than scar tissue. The bars hit you, take away breath like SARS hit you. The SARS with you. When you the GOAT, they wanna spar with you. Turn the bass up, metaphors will burn your face up. From the waist up, have doctors lacing your face up. So just be happy I be letting you live. And I ain't with a bunch of niggas showing up where you live.